Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. So today's video is going to be a heads up video. And the heads up is there could be a possible E.M.P attack soon. Now, this is coming from the Department of Homeland Security. They're talking about a possible attack, but they didn't say when. That being said, there was a bit of a chatter back 2-3 months ago about how there might be a blackout situation in November during the election, right? Whether that's the internet going out or the power going out, I kept hearing different chatters. And I know a lot of you have heard the same thing. Now the DHS had they updated their E.M.P attack on their own website. There might be some validity to the in the dark thing in November, darkness in November, some crazy shit like that. So all I'm doing here is giving you guys a heads up on what might be coming in November. That's when this might be happening. Hell, guys, this can happen next month. This can happen this month. It can happen in November. Nonetheless, there's a possibility of an E.M.P attack. Now, of course, the party involved, it's supposedly China. I keep hearing that name come up a lot, and they were supposedly rumored, now this is rumoring, guys, that they were going to launch an E.M.P attack in the United States and attack us, or launch one of the biggest cyber attacks ever seen in computer history. I don't know. Again, guys, a lot of shit is rumor mill, but the Department of Homeland Security had an update on their website about an E.M.P attack. There was an article that talked about the Chinese being involved in this attack, or possibly being involved in this attack. So we have to unfortunately wait and see. Now, I am going to put the link to the Homeland Security E.M.P attack in the description section below. I am also going to put the other article and 2 PDF files about an E.M.P attack, or China attacking the United States with an E.M.P. Now, China has gotten technology to protect themselves from E.M.P, but I think that's just their military infrastructure. I don't think that's the whole country of China. It would be impossible for them to do that, actually. I think that would be the military infrastructures and all their important cities, but not the small towns and not the shittier cities they can care less about. So we have the same thing here in the United States. Military infrastructure is E.M.P proof for the most part. I don't know how much of it is, but I know that some of it is. So military will hold its own, but the United States as a whole is screwed. So like I said before, there are some credible sources. There is the Department of Homeland Security, and there are guys that I know who've been talking about this, a lot of them in the military, some of them not. They're all saying pretty much the same thing around November, around election time. So we have to wait and see. Now, this can get extremely bad. Obviously, an E.M.P in the United States during what's going on right now. We got rioting, looting, we got COVID, food shortage on the way or here. We got all of this shit happening, and then we got the cherry on top, the E.M.P. An E.M.P happens now, we are screwed, bottom line. So with that being said, guys, you're going to have to implement backup plans. You're going to have to get your backup plans written down on paper or something, or a napkin or whatever the fuck you do, and start thinking of what you're going to do if this happens. This is not the time to panic. This is the time to problem solve. This is why we become preppers, so we problem solve the shit out of everything. You're going to have to do the same thing. You're going to have to problem solve this for yourself. My backup plan is already in play should this happen. But again, we have to wait and see. We do not want to run off so early in the game and be like, oh my God, and then it doesn't happen, because that has happened more than enough times. But this video is just a heads up video. This is not to get you scared. I'm going to say half the country is going to be screwed when this happens. I don't mean half the country screwed, dying off. Starvation, the elderly, people who need their meds, those are the people who are going to get affected first and fast. And then there are those who have like diabetes. You're going to see their death, and it's going to be prolonged. And the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because for some of the ailments out there, there are natural remedies to those ailments. But because we become so dependent on Big Pharma got us brainwashed into thinking they are the sole saviors of all of us, which is absolute bullshit. There are a lot of remedies out there, guys, and you have to figure out which remedy is for you and your ailments. Listen carefully. Not all ailments can be handled by natural remedies, unfortunately. some of the shit, suffice to say, guys, it's just going to be bad for a lot of people, and they might not make it out. So like I said, you need to prepare for the slight possibility that this is going to happen. Therefore, you keep prepping. You start canning your goods, drying your goods, getting more canned goods, developing a backup plan. Like I said, having cash on hand. Do not go in the month of November, or even October for that matter, with no cash on deck. Have cash on deck. You also want to come up with a backup communication plan. Now, Bofang radios and things like that might still work, provided that repeaters and certain communication systems are not affected. If they are, then guess what? It's wiped out. But if it's not, you need to come up, you're going to need to have, a backup communication system. So with that being said, guys, you're gonna have to think of it. You're gonna have to contact your comms guy if you have a group and ask them what's the backup plan for an E.M.P attack on communications. Now, I'm here to say this last part. Do not fucking panic. Panicking is not an option. Panicking is only going to get you more frustrated, more anxiety. You're going to start feeling sad for yourself, bad for yourself. Don't panic. Fuck that shit. This is what people want. They want you to fail. Whoever it is, if it's the Chinese or the elite that people keep talking about, whoever it is that wants you to fail, don't let them win. This is not the time to panic. This is not the time to contemplate suicide. This is the time to get your shit in order and get everything ready and squared away. Because believe it or not, whether the E.M.P attack happens or not, there's going to be an interesting rest of the year. Now, I'm going to dive into E.M.Ps a little bit because I know there's some misconceptions with E.M.Ps. Then the misconception is an E.M.P goes off, and an E.M.P, by the way, is an electromagnetic pulse. The electromagnetic pulse is a nuclear device that detonates 3 miles above Earth's atmosphere. It rains down electromagnetic pulse, like little electrons, and those electrons affect all electronic devices. So there is one last shred of hope with this whole thing. Solar technology. Now, solar technology can save us or save a lot of people who have the solar technology in their homes. Obviously, hospitals, you hope that they have solar technology, at least the newer ones. So you might have a little bit of hope regarding solar technology. So the other thing with solar technology, guys, is a lot of the battery banks, the places where the power is stored, is either A, underground, or B, in some kind of metal shed. So that portion should be protected. The panels, on the other hand, I'm not sure whether or not they're going to be affected. Now, there's no studies on them. I am 1,000% sure. Some of you guys are going to be like, yes, it will. We don't know, because we've never tested an E.M.P on solar panels. But we can't rely on that altogether. If you don't have solar technology in your home, you're screwed. The Amish, who is the people we should be learning from, they do this shit every day, all day, with no electronics, with no electricity. So they'll be fine. It'll just be life for them. But for those of us who are dependent on it, we're gonna have to fucking pivot, and pivot fast. So solar technology is the way to go. If you want to get prepared for this E.M.P, you have enough money, try to get yourself, again, solar panels to keep your house running if a E.M.P happens. All right, guys, this is the Angryprepper. Thank you for watching. You can like and subscribe to this channel. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. And other than that, guys, thank you for watching.